Have you ever wondered what comes to mind when you hear the word townhouse, townhomes, urban towns, executive towns, condo townhouse, and more? There are many types in the Toronto GTA that you may not be aware of. In today's video, I want to break it down for you so that you can understand why there are so many various price points and different types and strategies. Let's take a closer look right after this. Hello, welcome back. I'm Antonio from AV Team Real Estate, a local Toronto GTA realtor. As always, if at any point you have any questions about the real estate market in Toronto GTA, comment down below or contact us directly at 416-836-8987 or connect with us at our website at www.avteamrealestate.com. Let's get that out of the way first, and then we'll go through some of the more confusing part of describing the many types of townhouses. What does it mean that some have maintenance fees, others have not? Some have little maintenance fees, and what is a freehold? You see, there are so many descriptions and confusing enough. Price could range from $600,000 to over $1 million. Wow, there's such a big difference between them all, even though they're all described as townhouses. Toronto is one of the most diverse cities in North America, and the house stock and possibilities are no exceptions. In the townhouse category, we have 8 distinct types that I'll highlight to give you an idea of how you may have lived in them. What are the various sizes, styles, and configurations available, and roughly how much it will cost to get into each one of them. And before we start, I would greatly appreciate if you take a second to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that you won't miss another video just like this one. Okay, here, let's start with the older style townhouses in the downtown Toronto area. I'm talking about something that is at least 100 years old, if not more. These row townhouses are often the older kind of townhouse. The one distinct characteristic of the row townhomes is that they are very narrow in nature, and they were used mostly for rentals, and some were even being used as rooming houses. However, these row townhouses were infamous back then, but it has come a long way. These homes have been transformed into beautiful luxury homes in the city in the last 20 years, selling for anywhere between $1 million and $3 million. And we've seen them completely transformed into luxury dream homes with open concept floors, soaring ceilings, generous room sizes, and some have renovated so that they could rent the basement and some of the upper floors. They also have small backyards and front yards, and some may or may not have parking. The value of these row townhouses has skyrocketed in the last 10 to 20 years, primarily to their convenience downtown location. On top of that, typically the old row townhomes are freehold, meaning they are individually owned and don't have any maintenance fees, and you are responsible for everything from shoveling snow and lawn to landscaping, replacing windows and roof, etc. This makes no difference, just like owning a freehold detached home. Now that building laneway houses are also possible in certain areas in Toronto, there are even more options for property like this that include garages in the back. This is also why the price of these sort of row townhouses has risen so dramatically. Now let's move on to the second type. We call it the old townhouse. These are the older type of townhouses, which are usually over 40 years old or older. The best way to describe them is that they normally don't look attractive and are out of date, but they have a lot of space and are in good locations. The majority of the time, they have basement, backyards, garages, and much like an ordinary detached home. These properties normally sit for a while when the market isn't so hot or performing well. But when the market is hot and inventories are few, this property gets snatched up quickly as well, particularly those that have been renovated over the previous 10 or 15 years. This property are good stepping stone that won't need to sacrifice for space, but could save you a bit over the regular detached homes. These older townhouses usually include a full-size bedroom and living area. They might be, let's say, over 2,000 square feet and feel like a traditional detached house. And with your own touches and renovations, this might be rapidly becoming quite appealing. However, these townhouses, like any other townhouses, have maintenance fees. since there are things like private roads, property managers, landscaping, snow removal, and guest parking to consider. However, in certain older communities, services such as garage door replacement or replacement of the window, replacement of the front door, and roof replacement, and TV cable replacement may be available. Of course, the ideal option is to have the lawyers and real estate agents review the unit's status certificate or simply contact the corporation properties manager to verify what is included or not. Now onto the modern townhouses and communities that we see occasionally in the city of Toronto, but more outside of the GTA region, where it's like your standard home with a garage, a basement, and a backyard. These townhouses are the most similar to detached or semi-detached homes, with the exceptions that both sides of the wall are connected to the neighbors. Of course, the corner or end unit is an exception. For the same reasons as typical freehold homes, the basement was frequently kept unfinished for the first 3 years for warranty purposes. In most cases, you want the home to settle so that you don't have to make any alterations afterwards. These are obviously quite desired and expensive, but they don't require a lot of money in renovations. You may simply move in as is, as they are freehold and do not require any maintenance fees. However, there are neighborhoods of this type of townhomes where they are adding extra private roads, and some will add visitor parking, and these lands and area are not serviced by municipalities or city. So all residents living in that community must pay the portal fee. It's called parcel of Thai lands. Fee ranging from $100 to $200 per month. Although these are still freehold properties that don't require maintenance fee, but you will pay for a smaller amount as portal fees if they have those within the community. That could also include playground and maybe a golf course that sits behind the community. However, when compared to condominiums, which can easily cost more than $500 a month, this is still a cheaper option and you get a lot more space. On to type 4, stacked townhouses. In general, the size and the layout are comparable to that of a condo, but instead of a one flat floor, they are frequently split into many levels. One thing to keep in mind while visiting this sort of properties is that you will have to climb a lot of stairs. These stacked townhouses are created due to the height restriction in certain neighborhoods where high-rise condominiums are not allowed. Stacked townhouses are usually significantly more affordable with this type of layout, and they compete directly with condos. As a result, many first-time house buyers or investors have a difficult time picking which one to invest in. These stacked towns provide condo-style living with the added benefit of having a living room and kitchen option on the separate floor and a bit extra space that feels more kind of luxurious and feel like you are getting more for your money. Both, however, demanded a hefty maintenance charge that cover all the condo corporation's amenities. These stacked communities are typically a little less expensive because they don't have the same facility as the condos, such as a pool and guest suites or workspaces. Let's have a look at why this is possible and how it works now. There are usually 3 floors with 3 separate apartments stacked on top of each other, and you see that the lower apartment frequently lacks stairs. It's more like a condominium apartment with everything on one floor, but windows usually are in the upper area since you are technically in the lower ground. Therefore, it's the most cost-effective option. Upper floor normally costs a higher price, which is understandable given that you are living above someone else. The middle floors, which are sandwiched between the top and bottom units, are typically fairly nice. You notice that the windows are in their typical positions and the apartment seems more like a proper condo unit, with adequate separation between the bedrooms and the living room kitchen. The top level is clearly the greatest since you don't have as many neighbors and you get to be on the top, so you can't hear anyone above you, which is fantastic and you must pay extra for. But here's the good part for being on the lower unit in terms of outdoor area. The bottom unit, the flat unit, generally has the most. So if you want to barbecue or hang out in front of your house, this is the unit for you. The middle unit has the least amount of outdoor space because it is sandwiched between the two and normally does not have anything in the front and is lucky to get a small balcony or a Juliet balcony in the back. The upper unit, on the other hand, has the most outside area. They frequently has the entire roof to themselves, which is quite private and peaceful. If you have a barbecue, you probably enjoy inviting friends over for a small gathering. In terms of parking, these stacked towns, like condo apartments, generally offer underground parking, and you take the stairs or elevator, which is why you pay the maintenance fee for the underground parking, which includes everything from heating to lighting to keeping it clean. And usually the maintenance fee will also cover the snow removal and landscaping and lawn, etc. As previously said, the fee is usually lower than a high-rise condo, considering you won't have access to any pools or other facilities that come standard with this. Now moving on to this type of townhouses, where we call it back-to-back townhouses. As the name suggested, they are back-to-back from each other. The downside will be that they will not have a backyard and will be directly back to your neighbor. However, because they are a new concept, they are generally highly modern in nature, and the layout is usually open concept. The benefits include low maintenance, for the same reason, as well as snow removal for individuals who don't like to take care of the lawn in the rear. Another drawback I can think of is the lack of natural sunlight, because there are no windows in the back. And if you're in the middle of the complex, you won't have windows on the side either. However, if you like artificial lighting anyhow, it may be a good option for you. A good use of a Google Smart House, if it's a thing for you, this is definitely a good option for you. And for those that utilize your home as a home office, either for creating YouTube video just like me, or streaming gaming content, or home office, in general, you could turn this into a positive more than a negative. Usually this type of townhouses, just like the stacked towns, they come with underground parking, and that is another benefit for avoiding the freezing cold during the winter in Ontario. Now on to the type 6 condo townhouses. Condo townhouses are those that are typically attached to larger condominiums buildings. Some refer to them as urban towns, condo towns, or executive towns. I understand that this is confusing, but the main idea is that it is built in combination with a high-rise condo. The benefit of living in a condo townhouse are that they share an underground parking, and you have access to concierge who can take your packages for you. You may also enjoy all of the building's facilities, such as the pool, the movie theater, gyms, and party rooms. Furthermore, the unit is generally much larger than a condo unit. Usually is split into 2 or 3 floors and ranging size from 1,000 to 2,000 square feet. And of course, if it is attached to a condo building, you will be in a prime locations. The biggest drawback of these townhouses is the cost of using all of the building's amenity on a monthly basis, as maintenance fees are frequently calculated on a per square foot basis. Suppose that you live in a condo's apartment unit with 700 square feet of space, next to a typical maintenance rate of about 70 cents per square foot. The monthly cost will be around $490 a month. Let's take a look at a condo townhouse from the same builder, which typically measures about maybe 1,500 square feet. Then the monthly maintenance charge is projected to be $1,050. You pay the same 70 cents per square foot regardless of how often you utilize these services and facilities, which may not be what you were hoping for. On the other hand, you'll be paying this maintenance for the convenience. Added benefit is that these condo townhouses are often in a very prime location, such as being able to walk to a subway station, or even the subway station is directly connected to the building, which is great for saving time and avoiding the cold weather. Now on to the next category, executive townhouses, or for some builders they will call it luxury townhomes. These have been very popular recently, especially for the past 10 to 15 years for developers, because it's becoming a very real trend where builders need to build homes that are big enough for families to live in, but not too big where you must constantly clean and maintain them. And also, as detached homes are becoming really expensive. As the name implies, they will become the default choice of those moving out from condominiums or moving out from the smaller townhouses. They are designed for the contemporary executive who is too busy doing their work or running their business to have the time or desire to maintain a home. Open concept, large main floors with mix of living room and detached home-like kitchen size, and 3 to 4 bedrooms are more than enough for a modern family. It may or may not have a backyard, and some newer executive townhouses may have 2 garages, making the residence more luxurious and spacious. Some may even feature elevators and decorative office space for those who wish to work from home or run a business from their homes. Some may have a $100 to $200 monthly fee, similar to current freehold townhouses, which covers snow removal, landscaping, and a property manager to look after the property. And as the name suggests, the price will be a little higher than typical freehold townhouses. It can range from $1 million to $1.5 million now. This is for folks who want to be close to a freehold townhouse but don't want to spend too much time maintaining a natural house. These executive townhouses could easily have 2,000 to 3,000 square feet in space. Now, last but not least, I call them hybrid townhouses. The bottom level is frequently used as a retail space or an office for you to run your business. It might also be used as a source of rental income. The living space are on the upper 2 floors. I was in Markham and spotted this sort of townhouses that may be a really interesting idea and a decent alternative for some, despite the fact that we don't see them very often. At the time I was looking at it, the price point was just around $1 million. So this might be a fantastic opportunity since you could operate your own business, or you can rent a space to others to run the business, such as tutor centers, cafes, and more. The size of the unit usually is about 1,500 to 2,000 square feet, so it's really a modest space. I hope that by now you have a better understanding of the many types of townhouses available in the GTA Toronto area, and that this information will assist you in your search for the ideal fit and budget townhouse to invest in or live in. And I understand the confusion, which is why I wanted to clarify. The name townhouse brings to mind a distinct picture in everyone's mind. So while you're talking about a stacked townhomes, someone else might be talking about executive townhouses. Price range, lifestyle, and requirements might all be really different. If you like the video so far, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel for more content just like this one. And yes, leave us a comment down below if you have any questions or any real estate related questions. I will get back to you whenever we can, or send us an email. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.